Good morning, everybody. Well, I've got some stories to get to this morning and exciting things happening. I'm very, very happy for Doug Ford. But I wanted to show this first, just in case people haven't seen it. This is, well, it says, beware the useful idiots. And a useful idiot is somebody who has been indoctrinated so well into whatever groupthink is happening that they evangelize it. So they tell other people. So vegans are, and I'm not calling vegans a useful idiot necessarily, but they're a good example of somebody who would evangelize, right? So that's what somebody who's very excited about their belief, and they'll tell you about it. Global warming, climate change, right? Somebody who's very, very invested in what they're talking about, what they believe in. Even me, I'm evangelizing by doing this. Okay, so that's what I'm talking about by evangelizing. That's what a useful idiot does for the propaganda that's being propagated, right? So the goal is to create useful idiots through your propaganda. And man, we've got some excellent propaganda. So I'm going to go through this document really quickly because, like I said, it's important. So Saul Alinsky died about 43 years ago, but his writings influenced those in political control of our nations today. He died in June 12, 1972. Education, University of Chicago, blah, 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 blah. Books, Rules for Radicals, okay? And it says, anyone out there think that this stuff isn't happening today in the U.S. and Canada? It says in U.S., but I'm adding Canada. All 8 rules are currently in play. How to create a social state by Saul Alinsky. There are 8 levels of control that must be obtained before you're able to create a social state. The first and most important is number 1, healthcare. Control of healthcare, and you control the people. 2, poverty. Increase poverty level as high as possible. Poor people are easier to control and will not fight back if you're providing everything for them to live. Look at Venezuela. Number 3, debt. Increase the debt to an unsustainable level. That way, you're able to increase taxes, and this will produce more poverty. Number 4, gun control. Remove the ability to defend themselves from the government. That means defend yourself from the government. That way, you're able to create a police state. Number 5, welfare. Take control of every aspect of their lives, food, housing, and income. Who's been talking about a universal basic income? UBI? Number 6, education. Take control of what people read and listen to. Take control of what children learn in school. Number 7, religion. Remove the belief in God from government and schools. 8, class warfare. Divide the people into wealthy and poor. This will cause more discontent, and it will be easier to tax the wealthy with the support of the poor. That exact thing is what Justin Trudeau ran on in 2015. Alinsky merely simplified Lenin's scheme for world conquest by communism. This is happening, okay? And I'm going to show you a couple of things that show you. So here is Bill Morneau. Ottawa's annual spending breaches $300 billion for the first time, pushing up Canada's debt ratio. They are executing this plan. They're dividing by race, by sex, by the countless sexes that they've created. Genders, whatever it is, garbage. They're doing this on purpose. Number 4, gun control. Oh, all of those illegal guns are coming in. Let's make guns illegal. That's going to help. Morons. And they are spending like drunken teenagers with their parents' credit card, and they think their parents are never coming home. And it's incredible. And what they're doing, when you look at it through this lens, is they're trying to create a socialist state to flood with 100 million UN stateless people. That's what they're doing. That's what they're trying for. Here's John Tory, kowtowing to Sharia law and Muslims, according to this tweet. It says, quote, first it's Jen Kismet in a hijab with mullahs, then it's John Tory embracing the ugly Sharia law's lobby in Toronto. Why is brown-nosing Islamists okay when you blacklist Faith Goldie? Mayor Tory, you embrace polygamists but spit on anti-Islamists. What a disgrace. And I think the double standard is very interesting. It is okay for events to be held for Muslim only, but if we had a white-only event in Mississauga, that would be a problem. If a Muslim tried to enter a white-only event, you would have police, you would have politicians, it would be denounced that evening on the 6 o'clock news. It would absolutely be responded to with loathing. You would be the worst person in the world if you were to run an event like that. Incredible. Like, it's just incredible what groups can get away with because of the indoctrination that people have suffered and the useful idiots that allow it. If you are okay with all Muslim events, then you should be okay with all white events, or all Christian events, or all black events, or all Asian events. I'm not trying to say white people should be supreme. I'm saying all people should be equal. And if you're okay with all Muslim events, then why aren't you okay with other races and religions being exclusionary? Because that's what you're saying. It's a double standard that makes no sense. Just like saying white people can't be discriminated against, or Asian people are too smart to have the same standards at Harvard. Like, this is discriminatory. Like, it is the definition of racism. I thought this was interesting. This is a peek into how the media is going to spin any story they possibly can. For 15 years, the UK has been under siege of Muslim rape gangs. And Tommy Robinson, you should look into him if you don't know who he is, has been reporting on it. And all of these newspapers, the link is in the description, make the story about Tommy Robbins. Tommy Robbins, quote, this is the newspaper, one of the newspaper articles among many. Tommy Robbins celebrates jailing of Asian sex gang whose trial led to his arrest as he slams establishment for bailing them, but locking him up after claiming one on the run rapist is in Pakistan. So they make the story not about the English girls being raped, but about Tommy Robbins and how crazy it is that, you know, he's saying that this is the story and not him because he's so racist. Here's another thing I saw today. The UN will soon try to enforce open borders as a human right, and you heard that in my story yesterday with the Hungarian representative saying, open migration is not a human right. You don't get to just pick up and move to whatever country you decide. Sorry about your luck. That's not how this works. But that's what the UN's trying to push, and here's an article about that. And again, I think between now and December, I'm going to be talking more and more about the Global Compact on Migration, because this is a huge deal that is getting zero press. They're going to try and push this through quietly. That's what they're trying to do. And it's not going to work. I hope it's not going to work. And finally, why thank goodness for Doug Ford? Well, exclusive, Ford government to table a private member's bill next week, stripping returning Canadian terrorists of provincial privileges, including driver's license, OHIP, WSIB, and more. So, and here's the article, link will be in the description. But this is how you govern. You say, oh, here's a problem. Here's a potential big problem. Let's create a law that addresses said problem and deals with it. Done. So thank goodness for sensible governance in provincial government. And man, I hope the Trudeau government falls sooner than later. This is just getting scary. Thanks for watching. We'll see you later today. peoplespartyofcanada.ca, faithfortoronto.ca. Don't let special interest groups hijack Toronto. Thanks.